Adrian Wright from 24/7 Lifestyle Magazine and Humberwave Radio. And it's great to have you on this afternoon. You're doing a bit of a tour, I understand, Rob.
Yeah, we got a winter tour.
I know. Well, it's a good time to have a tour if you're going indoor.
Um, yeah, this is all indoor, yeah. But
So, yeah,
we have played outdoor gigs on New Year's Eve and stuff when it's
have
been
you?
in freezing -1 degrees and stuff. So we're sort of accustomed to different surroundings.
You'll take whatever comes your way, I understand, Rob. That sounds like it. The closest you come into our area, we're in Hull at the moment, is Leeds. Is it the Broodnell Social Club?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. And you've obviously got quite a few dates coming up between November and December. You looking forward to getting out there on the road again?
Yeah, I'm very excited about it. A bit nervous, but it's good.
The nerves are the thing that drive you though, Rob, aren't they?
Um, they're definitely part of it. They make up a part of the energy that keeps you on point.
Yeah. No, I found that. I mean, doing this job here, I found it a little bit of nerves, and they're the thing that gets you going and gets you sort of ready for it and up for everything that you're doing. Longevity, you've been going for such a long time. What's the key to the longevity of it?
Well, I kind of, I guess with us, because I've known Nick since I was a boy, and uh, and Kath's been with the group since 1990. Um, and Tanzai, he's been with us. Our original drummer passed away. Uh, ONF, rest in peace, bro. Um, so Tanzai's been with us for the last, I don't know, about 7 years. Um, and we're all the main ingredient is that we can all just get along and be cool with each other and be friends like a family. And it's the same way with the crew, really. Our sound and lights and all of that. Yeah, we all we get along like a bunch of people, and nobody has no particular ego problems, and uh, apart from me.
So you're not
Um,
you're not really classing it as work then, Rob, by the sounds of it.
well, I think it's important to respect what you do, and so to call it work is just it didn't start out like that, and I'd like to retain the original essence of how it started out, which was just that it's something that you love to do, and you've been lucky enough to pursue it for your pretty much your life,
Yeah.
and that's how I feel about it. That I'm just very grateful that I'm still here, still going playing in clubs, still making music. I'm like, thank you to the powers that be uh, that have allowed me to do this.
Yeah, great. I mean, great career you've had, and obviously, you got a Brit Award in 1994 for Best Group and Best Album. How did that
Yeah,
feel at the time?
a bit unreal. Um, w- w- as personalities, we're not really the sort of award show people, uh, but we felt that it was really. Yeah, I look back on it and I think, yeah, it did. The record did really well. Uh, but I think it was important for the record company and all the people who'd worked on our records, because back then, when Island was an independent record label owned by Chris Blackwell, the same people worked on our first three albums. So they actually were a part of our whole journey up to that point of achieving some success. So it was good for them also to feel like they were rewarded with they got some props for what they did, because they shouldn't be forgotten.
No, definitely not. And it's good that 9 years it sort of took you, to get that Brit Award. It took you 7 years to sort of hit the charts, big. What are you doing up until then to sort of try and make yourself, get as big as you want, as big as you are?
Sorry, can you repeat that question?
Yes. So you've started in 85. You've got a big hit in 92, a couple of big hits, and then you've got the Brit Award in 94. Between 85 and 92, what gives you that sort of push to keep you going and to think that I'm actually going to do this?
Well, when you say 85, that's really going down to the absolute roots,
Yeah.
right? So that's before we were a band. That's when me and Nick just lived in the same house, and
You'd
we
still be
just
doing things at that point, though, wouldn't you?
yeah, oh yeah, and we basically just stumbled into working together. He just wanted help working on some music he was making, um, and so that was the embryo, and and it wasn't really until 1987 that we actually started the band, if you like. So we
Yeah.
were experimenting for 2 years, just having fun making music, not really knowing what we were doing. And then we just thought, oh, we got a couple of tunes, we should probably release them and think of a name to call ourselves. And then we started a label, G Street Records,
Yeah.
uh, and from there, so 1987 to 1992, what we did was we put out our first single on G Street, which got licensed to 4th and Broadway, which is a part of Ireland, because Julian Palmer, who was the A&R at 4th and Broadway, he heard our first track in the WAG Club. Somebody played it in the WAG Club,
Wow.
and he thought, oh, I like this, and so he licensed that, and then he licensed our next record, and from there we moved over to Ireland and made our first album, and then we made the consecutive records, Supernatural and then Connected. So we were just touring. The main idea was for us to go out on the road and actually become known as a live act in an arena where dance music wasn't really given any respect. So most hip hop acts and dance music acts only played in clubs
Yeah.
with insufficient PA system. And we wanted to take it to festivals and perform alongside rock acts and alternative groups. And that's what we persevered with whilst we were still writing music when we come home. So we were actually very busy.
It's good, and obviously, the biggest hits that you've had have been Connected and Step It Up. When you was writing those two hits, did you know there was gonna, be big hits and make it big for you?
I'm not really very good at knowing what's going to be a hit, so I'd never make an A&R man. But I think especially in that period, everything that you make feels kind of special. And to me personally, like each song you write is like a little seed that you sow. It's like a little living thing that you put out there, and you love them all, even the quite obscure tracks, which are
Yeah.
usually more likely to be my favorites. But um, Step It Up and Connected were actually quite difficult tracks to write, because the initial ideas were already there, but actually just getting the right vocals for them was the slippery bit. And although I say it was difficult, in the end it was very easy because it was just a matter of jamming,
Yeah.
rather than sitting there with a notepad and trying to write lyrics. In the end, because what we'd written, we didn't really feel was right. We just jammed, and that's how the tracks got written.
So you were sort of person that does the music first and then the lyrics afterwards.
It varies. There's no real rule. Sometimes you just wake up with an idea. You walk down the street, you have an idea. Ideas just come when you're open to them. So I just try to keep myself, feeling good in myself, because that's the best way to be if you want to be creative.
Yeah, no, definitely it is. What's the best part of the job?
there's so many good parts. Really,
you're a lucky man, Rob. That's it.
yeah, I really am very fortunate to be doing this. It's great. I mean, I love the fact that I can come down in the morning and just start making music, and be excited about uh, what's happening there. That's a really beautiful part of being creative. Um, Playing live excuse me, is a really rewarding experience, and the kind of high that you feel when you have a crowd that's responding to what you're doing. There's just, you come away from the stage just feeling like there's just nothing, no experience like this. Is
Yeah.
an incredible experience, and to have that feeling that you actually communicate with an audience is just so satisfying. It's such a beautiful feeling to see people smiling in the crowd and knowing that they feel good, and that you actually have, you have a purpose here. It's really rewarding experience. Um, Obviously, there's other experiences which are difficult, but the good ones are why you do it.
Yeah. They outweigh the bad ones.
Easily, yeah.
And you're talking about going out into these and playing in front of people. Has anything strange happened to you while you've been doing any gigs anywhere? You've been obviously to America. You've been all over the place gigging. Has anything strange happened to you while out on tour?
Um, well, thankfully, nothing too strange, because the world is getting pretty strange.
It says you're right.
Um, um, the probably the things that stick out are like when I have accidents and I fall off the stage. That can be a little tricky. Um,
You don't want to be falling off the stage, Rob. I can tell you that. You don't want to do that. It'll hurt.
it does hurt, and I have done it. I have done it quite frequently. Uh, the main thing is just to lose yourself.
Yeah.
You want to lose yourself. There's some concerts that people talk about. I can't remember anything about them. When we did
And
Glastonbury,
that's because you're just in the zone, I suppose.
I have no idea. I feel like I was taken off to Mars. I just go, why can't I remember anything about this? It's like, uh,
And that's probably the best gig, I suppose.
pardon?
That's probably the best gig when you can't remember what you've probably given your best performance. People have enjoyed it the best, and that's probably been your best one when you don't remember it.
I have no idea. I mean, we've been doing some gigs recently, and I've really enjoyed them. So the level of feeling that we have for doing it has definitely got better over the years, deeper.
No, that's good. And it's good to say that you're a family. And, when you're talking about you and the family, you're not just talking about the band, you're talking about all the people that helped to put the production together. And that's, really good to hear. Because I don't think, it's like that for everybody. So it's really good that it is that way for you. You remixed Frozen for Madonna, and she used it on the Drowned World Tour. That must have been a highlight for you.
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't know that much about it, but it is pretty good to hear that. Um, and and I have to say that I've got respect for Madonna, because we've done a lot of remixing over the years, and she's the only artist out of all the remixes that we did who actually phoned us up
Wow.
in the middle of the remix, uh, because we'd sent her a a sort of first edition of how it was going, and she phoned us up to give us feedback herself, right?
That's amazing.
Yeah, and to talk about the stems that we'd used and make sure that we used the right stem for this and that. And I got to give her respect for that. And it wasn't like somebody had told her, "Oh, you should get these guys to remix you because they've done this, that, and the other." She actually chose us because she heard a remix that we did for Tricky, um, and so I've got respect for her for that. Yeah.
Good to hear, and it's nice that she got in touch to obviously to use it on the world tour. She must have been impressed with the final product.
Yeah, yeah. I think they were very happy with it. Yeah. We
No,
were too, actually. Yeah, we thought it come out good.
it's good when you can do that, and you obviously you say you've remixed for a lot of people. You two and Queen Latifah are in there as well, so
Yeah.
you've done some big remixes for some big acts out there. Are you doing anything like that at the moment for people?
Not really remixing. Um, we we've done a bit of remixing over the last few years, and a lot of collaborations with artists in the sort of Afro deep house area. Um, but um, we've quietened down a bit on remixes. There's so many new artists out there that, and for me, it's like the 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 skills of producing have gone through so many generations since when we started, that these guys who are producing now were born with computers. They're born with the technology, and a lot of them have been to tech schools and colleges. And to be honest, they're far more knowledgeable and skillful on this gear than I am and than we are. And so, to a degree, I'm quite happy just to take the odd remix here or there where maybe people want something where we can add maybe um, some skill sets which aren't really used anymore. Like
Yeah, because
I
it's
still
it's
use.
changed massively, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I use, obviously I use Logic and computers and stuff like that, and I try to learn the new gear, but I also use a lot of old gear as well. So I still enjoy the process that you go through using old equipment.
Yeah, and I mean, it's obviously changed quite a lot for how artists get out there these days, Spotify, YouTube, and things like that. What did you obviously in your day, I suppose, was the big thing that you said you went out and did. You was out there and playing live to people and stuff like that. Is that how you got your name out there in the day?
So, sorry, say that last bit again.
Is that how you got out there in the day, just playing and going live and playing out to people and things like that?
Yeah, doing that, and because we started our own label, we used to press up our 12 inches. And then Richie Rich, who was a partner in the label, would go out in his van and take them round the record shops. So that was how it used to work in those days. You'd find the pressing plant, press up, maybe 500 12s, and just distribute it around the country.
Yeah, no, it's brilliant. I used to love going to the record shop and searching through and deciding which I thought was going to be the next hit, and doing that as a DJ. So no, it has changed quite a lot in that way, and I think that
Yeah.
there's a little bit got lost in that because you brought your albums out, and people in those days would listen to the full album, whereas now it's more. They only pick tracks that they want to listen to, don't they? So we've lost a little bit there. I think it's always good when you can put an album on and just listen to the full album.
Yeah, I agree. I used to like buying an LP and gradually living with it, and then you sort of get into all the tracks that aren't real instantaneous, but they
Yeah.
become a bit deeper for you because you see a whole picture of an artist, and you can read all the sleeve notes and see where they recorded it and look at the artwork and see, who did this and who did that. And uh, and I kind of think that maybe people will go back to that, and that there will become an alternative to streaming. Already there's this thing called, is it DSP? It's something where you get this sort of plastic thing with all your tracks on it, and you plug it in your phone, and you actually buy that, so you own the music. Because I think what people forget is that when they buy their music on these streaming sites like Apple and stuff like that, they don't own the music. It's
No.
not theirs. Because often when you buy a track, you can't put it on another device because it's protected. So
Yeah.
it's not actually yours.
No.
And I think that's a little bit of a con because you pay for it. Uh, and so I think people are going to start seeing through that and actually enjoy. again, having a modern version of having an LP where you can have this digital thing that you plug in your phone and it has the artwork, has the, the lyrics and who worked on this, and you can have links to all the different people who worked on the record. And, I can see that it could be quite encapsulating and more of a journey for the
Yeah.
listener.
Yeah. I mean, LPs have been a good comeback, and people buying record players, and you see more of them. I think they sold a lot of LPs in the last year, and there was the highest sales that been for years. So it's good to see people doing that again. And as you say, owning the music is a better thing, and being able to listen to a full LP album rather than just having an odd song here and there that you've heard and you know of. So yeah, I agree with you, Rob. It is definitely the way forward, if you ask me. But
And also, it's a good way of supporting the musicians.
yes,
Because, like most artists that now are really being prostituted, pretty much. You're just like you're you're more and more your pay stream is being inhibited,
yeah,
and so like you kind of go, well, you got to go on the road because it's one of the ways that you can actually maybe earn a bit of money. Where you have to get out there and work hard, which is fair enough. I'm up for that. But the other things is, if you, it's like shopping local.
yeah,
It's like, why support all the big corporations? Go out there and shop at your local shop. Go to the grocers. Go to the little health shop, and go to the butchers, and support the local shops. And that way, you'll keep quality produce coming your way. And it's the same with music. If you want corporate AI generated music, then don't support local artists and don't support your favorite performer. Because eventually they won't be able to feed themselves. You
no.
know.
Totally agree with you. Here at Humberwave Radio, we're always supporting the local artists. We do a show called The Usual Suspects, where we get lots of local artists in. Had a couple of groups in this year that was, some of them was 12, some of them was 15 there.
Yeah.
I think if you start there and start trying to support these people, then you've got more chance of them making it and appreciating it and things
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
great. That's great because who knows where they might develop to.
Yeah, yeah.
Who knows?
I say that
Uh,
regular, Rob. I say, if you do make it big, just remember you've been in here and come and see us again, won't you?
yeah, right. It's great that you give a platform to these youngsters.
Yeah.
Because when I was a kid, there was always, you could always go and get a gig down some pub somewhere. You could always find some way to just walk around and go, can we have a gig?
Yeah.
Because I've been doing this since I was 12, and it's like, and so it's important that youngsters have a platform that they can still reach to. Although, the internet, again, youngsters know their way around it, and I'm sure they'll find a way.
No, as I say, I mean, to have these people coming into the studio and playing, I thought, that was really good, because not a lot of people turn to radio these days. They're more turning to the internet. And it was great to have these youngsters actually appreciating radio and what that could do for them
Yeah,
in terms of trying to get themselves out there. So, no, I agree with you totally, Rob. It's great. And if they can see all these different platforms rather than just the internet to get out there, then it's a really big thing.
yeah,
You're looking forward to the tour that you're going on, starting off in Glasgow on the 27th of November, and then you've got to travel down to Leeds for the 28th. So you're going to be doing a bit of roads on the way
yeah,
there, aren't you, Rob?
yeah. That's the difficult part. But, it's difficult traveling, especially when you've got to be flexible and your body's got to be good for the performance. Uh, but I'm trying. I'm going down the pool every week, and I'm exercising. I'm trying to keep myself fit. I'm eating good, because I want to be on point when it comes down to getting on the stage.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody that's coming to see you will enjoy it, and it'll be a good performance. Looks like you're finishing somewhere near home, because he's still around Nottingham area.
Pardon me?
He's still around the Nottingham area.
No, no. I've lived in London since since about 1982.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, and now
You
I live out on the southeast coast.
well, so Birmingham's not too close to home. You've still got a bit of travelling to do to get home from
Yeah,
Birmingham.
yeah,
And
lots of
that's your last
travelling.
gig on the 14th of December. So yeah, just finishing off before Christmas. And then back out again next year. You've already got Ashley Hall Showground put in there for you between the 2nd and the 5th of July.
Yes, to be honest, I have a lot of difficulty keeping up with what gigs we have because I'm very focused on performing. I try not to think about where I'm going. Uh, Somehow too much information can be a little bit distracting for me. So my philosophy is just get on the bus, and wherever you're going, and whatever's out there in the crowd will be out there. My job is to be on point when I hold a microphone, and that I just keep it very simple for myself. And that's my philosophy on it all. So it's no disrespect to anybody or any place where we go in. It's just that I want to give people my best performance personally, and that's the only way I know how to do it.
You've got to do how you think it's best, and it's obviously worked for you because to be in the business for as long as you have been, you're obviously doing something right. We wish you the best of the luck with the
Yeah,
tour,
thank you. Thank you.
and hope it all goes well. And if you're doing a tour again next year, we'd love to talk to you again. We appreciate your time this afternoon, Rob.
No, thank you very much for the opportunity to talk to you, man.
Yeah, thanks for talking to 24/7 Lifestyle Magazine and Humberwave Radio, and we'll look forward to seeing you again sometime in the near future.
Yeah, splendid.
Cheers, Rob.
Peace,
Take care.
peace, brother. Bye.